Duh. Okay. Rewind. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so
Anyway.
here's my theory. Okay? This is immediately what I thought. Okay? Me, myself. As soon as I saw Nicole. Okay? Well, geez, that's weird. Nicole's there. Where's Ezra? Here is what's going to happen. Mark my motherfucking words. You heard it here, okay? Stop it! We are going to find out in next episode, or maybe the following with the way the time runs in this.
No, next
shit.
episode we find out who killed Mrs. D.
Okay, but we are going to find out. They are going to do labs on the finger, aka / the dick.
Somehow, this unique fingerprint. Everyone's are unique. She is convinced.
Okay. Has this show
No.
ever
give you
made
that.
sense? They exhumed a body and said it was Allison's when it wasn't.
They just about cut fucking Spencer's arm off for playing ping pong.
Okay, but here's what I'm saying. Here is what's going to happen. They are going to test that finger, and guess what? It's going to belong to Ezra. Now, when they test this finger,
That looked a little bit thick to belong to Ezra, don't you think?
Well, when you fucking cut fucking flesh, like, the bottom's gonna flare out a little bit and look a little bit thicker than it actually should.
Oh, so it becomes fat. Okay.
Okay, regardless. Okay. They are going to cut this, exhume whatever this finger. I don't know what they're gonna do.
Forensics.
It's
DNA
going to
testing.
come back as Ezra's. Now, Nicole is going to be like, Aria, hi, I'm worried. Have you seen Ezra? He was supposed to come to New York and never showed. Well, no, I thought he was with you for the past 4 months, even though I haven't fucking spoke a word to him at all, which is another thing. Aria has yet to speak to Ezra in this whole time that he's been gone, which, little strange, don't you think? Now,
but yet, it's gonna work out for the two of us, just like it did for you.
Yeah. He's gonna fucking come back to me with fucking arms blazing, fucking eagle style, flying into my fucking...
I believe I can fly.
I'm sorry, I made a mistake. Okay, so anyway, they then are going to have reason, just like they had reason to believe that Mona was dead by the amount of blood spilled, blah blah blah. Okay, by the lack of finger, by the lack of body to the finger, we have reason to believe that Ezra is dead.
Not yet, because we don't know whose finger that is.
No, this is what I'm saying is going to happen. They are going to think, okay, Ezra's dead. Nobody's talked to him. He hasn't called Aria. He hasn't been to see Nicole. But we're gonna think Ezra is dead for the next fucking 6 episodes, and then boom, 7th episode in, which is the finale, we're gonna see Ezra's pretty little face on screen, and he's gonna be like, bitches, I was A the whole time. I ran away to fucking be AD. I was never really with Nicole. I never really wanted to be with you, Aria. I'm telling you, it's gonna be fucking...
So he's actually Chuck.
Yes, and exactly. I think that he is going to be Chuckarino, and Cece was never Charles.
Well, I don't believe that for a minute anyway.
Nobody has ever, no one never, ever confirmed Cece's story. Nobody confirmed it, ever.
Let's put it this way. You're talking about a fucking person that wrote this show who doesn't even remember plot holes in her own show.
Okay, but here's what I'm saying, though, okay? Let's discuss. Not only has nobody ever been able to confirm Cece's story, okay? The only person that could have done that was Mrs. De Laurentiis, because supposedly Chuckarino died. So, nobody... He's just saying he's leaving here soon. Nobody has ever confirmed her story. The only person that could have done that is Mrs. D. And oh, look, on next week's episode, we find out who killed Mrs. D. I'm telling you, things are adding up a little bit weird around Rosewood, okay? And I really honestly think... Like, this is just one of many theories, guys. I'm not saying, like...
Can I ask you a quick question off topic? Why do you have to pretend that you're Ralph fucking Macchio every time you fucking say something?
Because when I'm trying to get to a point, I want to fucking put the emphasis on what I want to talk about. But
so during the finale, are you telling me that you're going to do this move and throw your fucking leg in the air, Karate Kid style?
Okay. But anyway. I really think that Ezra is going to wind up being Charles.
And here's my thoughts on that, should that transpire. I will not only thoroughly be satisfied with that either him, Ren, or I'm not going to be, if it turned out to be Jenna, I would put my fucking face through the screen.
Yeah, it's not going to be Jenna.
If it turned out to be a twin of a character, because based on the fact that fucking Hannah had a dream of Spencer with no bangs, I'm going to be pissed off. You remember when she was in the Noel's cabin locked up and she saw Spencer in a vision and Spencer didn't have bangs? Well, that was the twin.
Yep.
Anyway. Melissa, if it was Melissa, no, I wouldn't be happy with that. Lucas, I could buy it.
Well, other
than that,
we know it's not going to be one of the girls. I mean, we have been told it's not going to be one of the girls. Now, with that being said, okay, let's put the girls out of the picture. Not that we can count them out, because we've been told multiple times that it's not going to be like a transgender role, which I remember myself. I remember somebody
said. Yes. That was said. Yes, the fuck it was. Yes.
Like, it's not like I just heard it through the grapevine that she said that. Like, I remember seeing Marlene King say that they weren't going
unless
that route.
This is the Nelson Mandela syndrome. But I remember that also.
But anyway, my thing is that, okay, let's put the girls out of the mix. I really, really would like for it to be one of the above. Ezra, Toby, Ren. He's our number one. And I would just like for it to be Ren because, first of all, it would make sense. I'm not sure about the backstory, like why it would make sense, but like it would make sense as in the stuff that we have seen. Us,
such as
viewers.
Today's transpiration. Yes. Also, with the fucking whole appendix and body parts.
Us as viewers. I don't know the backstory, but I don't know the backstory to be anybody.
Really.
So, for as us as viewers, I think Ren would make sense of the things that we have seen A do. But I would be okay with Ezra, Toby, Ren. I would not be okay with Caleb.
No, hell no.
Like, not that I think that would happen.
No, it won't, but
I would not be okay with that.
Nope, just not at all. Nope.
I would be okay with Lucas if you give me a good convincing backstory. I'd be fine with it. I'd even be okay with Spencer's twin if you give me a convincing backstory.
A convincing backstory, yes.
But I need a convincing backstory. Like,
and not the fact that somebody was thrown off a fucking balcony and then Allison and fucking Toby, it was an interpretive dream of them kissing and
we had
Mona.
We had Mona. We had Cece. Okay, the two biggest, not biggest reveals, like, I mean, two biggest A member. Like, you know what I mean? Because, like, Toby, like, you really can't count that as a reveal. Because, like...
But it was still the most fucking outstanding.
It was... abso-fucking-lutely, hands down. But, I mean, you can't really count that as a reveal because he was coerced into it, almost. Do you know what I mean? Like, it wasn't like it was per his choice.
No, I understand
So, the only two real reasons that we ever got from anybody who's been on the A-team, which is Mona and Cece, is the game is addicting and they liked playing it. Like, I want a fucking reason. I want
Well, don't forget
reason.
fucking Ezra's reasoning that he's writing a fucking book.
Yeah, but he was not on the A-team.
I understand that, but he fucking flips out in anger because he's writing a book, punching shit and fucking having a bunch of suits and fucking black hoodies, all because he's writing a book.
Okay, so the only real reveals that we actually have had are Mona and Cece, and the only reason that they gave us, okay, like, Cece went into this stupid backstory, but even so, her only reason for torturing these girls...
It was fun.
It was fun.
They thought
we liked
she
the
thought
game.
that fucking Allison, they fucking had something to do with her fucking being dead.
Yeah.
Then she turned out not to be dead, and
still continued the game because it was fun. Like, that's the only reasoning we've ever got. I want, like, you fucking bitches killed my mother. Or something, like, you know what I mean? Like, I want, like, a reason that these girls are getting tortured. That, like, no. Like, even if somebody had killed a member of my family, I still would not do the things that A does. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you just don't do these things. Like, so you would have to have, like, a really good motherfucking reason to be able to do these kinds of things.
Mm-hmm.
And as long as there is a convincing backstory that makes fucking sense and is not a fucking, what did she say? When we look back on Marion Kavanaugh getting pushed off, like, it's the way that you're interpreting it, or...
Don't get me started with that.
I don't want anything like that, okay? Which, again, kind of validates the fact that maybe Cece telling the story, the reason that it didn't make sense to us is because Cece was in fact not Charles. Do you know what I mean? Like, the timeline of Marion actually getting pushed off the thing, like saying that...
Anyone who saw the fucking episode with Spencer fucking standing there next to the person in the fucking mask, saying that that person felt familiar, realizes that that was a male. I don't give a flying fuck if it was supposed to be a fucking stunt double, a fucking body double, a fucking asshole, just, I don't care.
Oh, yeah, we're still,
that
me and her talked about it.
Body.
We talked about it the other day. Even if it really is Cece that was Charles, I am absolutely 100% convinced that whoever was in the dollhouse was not Cece.
No.
Whoever was in the dollhouse was not Cece. I'm convinced.
I also don't think that it was Noel in that costume.
No.
As for the person that's walking around in fucking old man masks. Oh, by the way, shout out to Isabel. You asked us to give you a shout out. Here you go. As for the person that's walking around in old man masks in 7A, looking like fucking Toby mixed together with fucking Orville Redenbacher, I still don't understand that. I don't get the significance of that Leslie Stone's fucking 35 pairs of glasses in the back of her car. Because none of what is said on this show ever makes sense, because they don't revisit it until 10 seasons later, like they're going with fucking Mrs. D's fucking killer next week.
Yeah. So we find out who killed Mrs. D in next episode. Well, they say we find out who killed Mrs. D.
As for who's in that old man
I don't
mask,
know. I have to go back and rewatch, because sometimes they fuck around. Sometimes they show us previews from, like, some of the season. Like, when last week we watched the preview, Hannah was like, no, I'm not playing again. I just went. It's not my turn. Like, I just went. So we know that next week Hannah is going to have to play again.
Yeah.
Even though it's not her turn. But we saw that from last week's previews. So sometimes they show shit. I don't know.
But they said in next week's episode we find out who killed Mrs. D.
Well, let's hope
that was the wording that was said.
Okay, that's why I said I'd have to rewatch it, because I didn't.
No, we didn't see the preview because we didn't watch Famous in Love.
Yeah,
so
we don't watch
anything about
we don't
it.
watch the the sneak peeks, and we don't watch none of that. Okay, we don't want spoilers. You guys know how we are. We just want to.
I want to watch the episode and be fucking watching.
So
it
that's our
recap.
recap. Really quick, I wanted to talk to you guys about. We are running a contest. Share our YouTube channel. We're trying to get more subscribers in. Share our YouTube channel and tag us on Twitter. Share it on Twitter, because that's really the only place that we operate other than YouTube. Share it on Twitter and tag us, and everybody will get an entry to win a FaceTime with us. So that's it.
And don't forget, we're starting a podcast.
Yes, we'll be starting a podcast soon. So that is it. That is our
Look forward
recap.
to it. We'll see you next Tuesday.
Bye.